Hey everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial on how to create a course in Marvelous. My name is Jo Smith, and I'm going to guide you through how to set up your course, how to schedule drip-fed content, how to add quizzes and assessments, as well as how to preview your product and share it with your students. Now, the complete tutorial today is about 17 minutes. However, the course setup process is only about 10 minutes. So I've included timestamps in the description so that you can skip ahead to the bits that are most relevant to you. If you have a Marvelous account, then I encourage you to log in and join in as I take you through the setup. This way you will become more familiar with the platform and learn where all the settings are. Right, let's get started. So our course products allow you to schedule lessons and to order your content for your students. Firstly, let's head over to products in the left-hand navigation bar and then go to the top right-hand corner and click Add Product. Select Course and you're taken to the product details page. This is where you're going to put in your product name, cover photo, thumbnail photo, and product description. I'm going to call this product My First Course. Your cover photo is what shows on your product homepage, and the thumbnail is what your customers will see when viewing your product in your shop. I'll show you what this looks like a little bit later in the tutorial. When choosing your cover photo and your thumbnail, you have a few options. You can upload from your computer, use an embed URL, use Unsplash, or design with Canva. If you use Canva, you can also select a design that you have previously created. I'm going to go ahead and create my cover photo and my thumbnail photo. Next is creating your product description. I prepared one earlier, so I'm going to copy and paste that in now. You also have the option to say how many days the new tag displays on your product, and if you want to, you can add in a free sample. So a free sample can be seen by anyone viewing your product, whether they've purchased it or not. For example, you may want to create a short video to explain what the course is about. Next, we go to lessons. So you're going to add the very first lesson to the course. Click Add Lesson and start to complete the relevant fields. Here is the title of the lesson, the description, and the lesson text. The description is what will show publicly, but the lesson text and content will only be accessible to those who have purchased your product. I'm going to go ahead and put in a lesson. Once you've completed the relevant sections in your lesson, you're going to add some content. To do that, you click Add Content. It will bring up your media library. You have three options here. You can choose media files directly from your media library, upload a file, or embed a video from Vimeo or YouTube. I'm going to select a single video here today, but you could select multiple files for the lesson. I'm going to continue and add a few more lessons. Okay, so I've added in a couple of lessons, and I want to show you some additional options you have when you upload a file either into your product or into your media library. I'm going to upload a video from my computer. While this is processing, I'm going to complete all the necessary fields. I'm going to put in a name, so video intention setting. Select an instructor. I could also put in a description if I wanted to. So I have a worksheet that relates to my intention setting video, so I'm going to attach that worksheet to this video. So again, I'm going to go to Upload, choose the PDF I want to attach, and there we go, it's all there. I'm also going to add a thumbnail image for this particular video. When uploading an image, you always get the option to crop the image so that it is at the right dimensions and displays correctly. So here we go. I've uploaded my video, I've uploaded the thumbnail for the video, I've named the video, and I've selected my instructor, and I've also attached the worksheet. If your lesson content isn't displaying in the order you like, you can simply drag and drop to change the order. If you prepared a quiz for this course, so that could be a quiz to check that your students have retained the information they've learnt, or it could be for uploading an assignment, or it could be for an intake form. All you do is click Add Quiz. Give the lesson for the quiz a name, add in a description if you wish, and in the drop-down menu you will see all the quizzes that you've created beforehand. For today's tutorial, I'm going to use the intake form I created. Now you can see here that it's put the intake form as the last lesson of the course. I want to move that to the top so that the students complete that at the beginning of the course. I can simply drag and drop the lessons to reorder them. You also have the option to duplicate a lesson, and if you no longer want a lesson included in your course, you can delete it. Now we're going to move on to pricing. You have 3 options for pricing your course. You can make it free, a fixed price product, or recurring payments. Typically for a course, you're going to choose fixed price product. Put in the amount of the course. I'm going to use $399, and it's a one-time payment. You can also offer a payment plan. When you click onto payment plan, it automatically populates the fields. All of these fields are editable, so you can adjust what you like to suit the type of payment plan you want to offer. You can change the initial amount, you can change the number of payments that need to be made, how frequently the payments are made, and whether or not you want to disable access to the product if a payment is missed. It shows here the total amount a person will pay if on the payment plan. If you want, you can also make the payment plan secret, which means you get this secret link and only the person or people that have the link can select that payment plan. You have the options to offer pay what you wish or day pass, but it's not something that you would typically offer for a course. If you've created taxes, you can choose the tax from the drop-down menu. You can also state whether or not somebody can purchase this particular course multiple times. This comes into play, for example, if you have set the course as evergreen, where it can be purchased any time of the year, and the access is set as a period of days. If the course has ended, but the person wants to do it again, multiple purchases allow them to purchase the course again. Speaking of evergreen, let's move on to product schedule. So product schedule is where you choose if the product is available for purchase all of the time, for example, evergreen. As I stated previously, you can set that it is a certain number of days access upon purchase, for example, 365 days access, or I could set it to 30 days access. So if the course provides 30 days access upon purchase, on day 31, they would no longer have access to the course. The other option is a fixed start and end date. This is typically used for courses when you want everyone to start on the same day and finish on the same day. So I'm going to select this as people can start on October 21st, and I'm going to make it so that people finish on November 21st. Underneath is where you decide how to drip feed your lessons. This schedule shows the lessons I created in my course, so it's got the intake quiz, the pre-course work, before we begin, and your intention and 5-day journal. To set up a drip schedule, select the calendar on the right-hand side of the lesson. Then select one of the 4 options. With product purchase, this makes the lesson and its contents available right away. However, the start date takes priority. So here, if a student purchases the product on October 2nd, but the start date is set to October 21st, they won't be able to access the product until the 21st, after previous lesson is complete. This is best used if you want students to take lessons in order. After specified number of days, this is where you set the number of days each lesson is released after the purchase date. This is not the number of days between lessons, but the number of days after the purchase. For example, if you'd like the students to access a new lesson each day, you would typically set the first lesson as with product purchase and the second lesson as 1 day, the third lesson as 2 days, and the fourth lesson as 3 days, and so on. After a specified date, basically this is setting the date the lesson will be available to the student. So I've got this set up so it starts on October 21st. I want people to fill out the intake form on the day that they start, so I'm going to save that as is. And I've also got pre-coursework, so I also want them to look at that as soon as they've got access to the product. So I'm also going to set that as with product purchase. For the lesson before we begin, I'm going to give them access on a specified date. I'm going to say that they can access that particular lesson on the 25th. And then the same with your intention and 5-day journal. Again, I want that to be a specified date, so I'm going to select that they can't access that until the 27th. So you've got several options here, but it's up to you how you want to drip feed the lessons. Finally, you go to the summary. This is where you will see an overview of your product settings and where you'll find the product page and purchase URLs just here. These are the ones that you would share with your existing or potential clients or include on your website. You can state if you want to publish your page or leave it in draft. If you have published the product, you can say whether or not you want it hidden or showing in the shop. If it's hidden, only people who have access to one of these URLs can access the product. If it's show in shop, that means that when people go to your shop page on your studio, they will be able to see and purchase the product. You also have the option to set open or closed enrollment, so you can have the enrollment open and keep it set as unlimited. So there is no limit on how many people join your course, or if you want, you can set a limit of people. I'm going to put that 10 people can enroll, and then after that, nobody can purchase. Here you can display your product stats on your product page, which lists how many media files like videos are available in your course. I'm going to choose disable so the stats do not show. If you've connected your ConvertKit or MailChimp account, you can select a tag or an audience from this drop-down menu, and when selected, the students will be added to this tag upon product purchase. Comments enabled is a feature that allows your students to comment on a media file like a video when they're going through your course. They can ask questions, interact with you, or they can interact with other students. Once you are ready to start selling, click Publish. Again, if you want to hide the product so that only people with the product URL or purchase URL can access, then leave it on hidden. Otherwise, select Show in Shop and then click Save. Now your product is live and ready to be purchased. To preview it, all you do is click Preview, and this opens a new tab and takes you to your product page. When viewing your product, you will be viewing as though you have purchased the product, which is why it shows here, you own this product. If you didn't own the product, the buy button would show here. I'll show you what that looks like a little later. The image here is your cover photo, so if I quickly pop back, that's this image here. You have your about text and you also have lessons. Because you're logged in and own this product, you see all of the content. If you didn't own this product, everything would display a lock icon and you wouldn't be able to see the rest of the lesson text. If you've included a quiz, then this is what it typically looks like. When the student clicks Take the Quiz, a pop-up appears. They can begin the quiz and go through each of the questions that you've set. Then they send the quiz for review. The quiz experience really depends on how you've set it up. For this tutorial, I've just set a very basic quiz. When they complete a lesson, they click here and a tick shows up on the lesson to say that they have completed it. And then they can navigate through all the lessons like this as long as they're unlocked. However, when they click on the media file, they will be taken to this player. If you have multiple media files within each lesson, they'll appear here in the playlist. If you have comments enabled, it will appear underneath a media file. This is where your students can interact with you and also each other. When they're ready to go to the next lesson, they can either click the next arrow Or if they want, they can click here and they can navigate between any of the lessons from this point. This is what it looks like for an audio file. And then if we go to the next lesson, you'll see that here there are a couple of videos in the playlist. For the video about intention setting, there was also this downloadable PDF, so it's nice and easy for them to get to the worksheet associated with that lesson. Heading back to the course homepage, if you have any changes that you want to make when you're previewing your product, you simply go back to the previous tab and go through and make your changes and then save product. If you want to preview your changes and still have this tab open, you will have to refresh the page to update it. If you happen to have closed the previous tab, head to your name in the top right-hand corner and click the arrow. Select Go to Teacher Dashboard, and it will take you back to your dashboard. Then head to Products, find the product you've been working on, then click Edit in the top right-hand corner, and here you are again. I'm now going to show you the experience of someone who doesn't own the product. I'm here at the shop page and I'm going to find my first course and click on this. And here we're back at the product homepage, and you'll see now it says Buy. And when the person clicks this, it will take them to the checkout page. And you'll remember that we had set up a one-time payment, but we also set up the option for a payment plan. If you also happen to have set up a coupon code, they would input that information here and click Apply. And then if they've already got an account, they log in and then click Purchase, or they create a new account. Once they've logged in or created an account, they put in their billing information, click Purchase, and then they're taken back to the product page. Thank you so much for joining me for today's tutorial on how to create a course in Marvelous. If you have any further questions, please do reach out to us on support@heymarvelous.com. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.